In the fallout of the Halo memes from the Department of Homeland Security and Trump responding to GameStop, we're having some people lose their mind and freak out and show complete hypocrisy across the board. And it is glorious. It's not just one or two, it's a whole slew of people that forget that just a few short years ago, what was happening right now was totally fine back then. But because who's in power right now in the United States, it goes completely against their ideology and agenda. And now it's abhorrent. It's the worst thing ever. And we're here to laugh at it. Starting with Booty Adams, Kahlief positively peddler Adams, who is so positive that he has me blocked. He says, Halo and Helldivers being using by this administration to rally young men for ICE and military recruitment. Sounds like all that get your politics out of my games never really made lots of sense. Which, before I even go on with this one, I love how the lefty lunatics confuse the we don't want politics in our games with we don't give a shit about politics memeing games. Those are two different worlds. It's like the not even apples and oranges. It's like screwdrivers and tacos. Like it's like two different things. But because it was being injected into the games with their ideology previously with the LGBTQ mafia, now all of a sudden it's a problem. But before it was perfectly okay. Turnabout is fair play. And Kahlief says, using games as propaganda is a bit different, but okay. Politics referencing cool stuff is fine. Cool stuff becoming lame to incorporate cringe politics is bad. Hope that clears it up. I mean, these posts from the White House are absolute cringe. Pronouns, speaking of cringe, he, him. Pendulum swings both ways. Are we cheering this stuff when the prior administration did these things? When leftist ideology is pretty much in all our games. You got to be able to take it if you can dish it out. He says, this would make sense if this were true, but it isn't. Remember when L called the steak sandwiches bigot sandwiches? If you concede this point, then I'm all right and you're wrong. Plain and simple. I don't remember this. Of course you don't. This is a very random thing to remember just for the sake of an argument. It goes on and on and on. And I got to start showing the hypocrisy here because it's actually hysterical. Over the past few years from Kahlief Positivity Peddler Adams. June 8th, 2020. Back during a time when his side was in power. The take your politics out of my games crowd took a huge L this week. Let's keep that stream going. September 18th. There is a very distinct difference between the framing of people are putting their political agendas into games versus people are spotlighting stories and experiences that often get overlooked. Oh, okay. So the Department of Homeland Security is spotlighting ICE, a story that gets often overlooked by the country. What the fuck? Diversity consulting has made games infinitely better. Mind you, this guy works at Diversity Consultants, so it's a little bit of a bias to push them forward when he says that. We have better characters, better stories, more worldviews that reflects more lived experiences. Anyone who says different has no clue what they are talking about and should get dismissed instantly. Yes, if you feel like you have more lived experience than Kahlief Adams, you need to be dismissed immediately. Kahlief continues, after the nonsense of this week, all games I play with a character creator are gonna be extra black. I'm forcing all the diversity from now on. This guy that wants politics out of games, apparently now it was okay for him then. And Demon says, it's Kahlief Adams. He gets his opinions from the monolith, so this is not that shocking, to be honest. Tebow, Kahlief Adams is a freeloading little biatch. You know they've gone full on stupid when they can't even tell the glaring difference. Also, how the tables turned was hilarious. The retards who excused and proudly used games for political BS are now the ones screeching in anger. Absolute comedy, which is 100% true. And it doesn't stop at Kahlief Adams. We got this one too, which I was talking with Stutter and Craig, who said about Sean Bolin, he was formerly Screw Attack. And Stuttering Craig said today, Stuttering Craig, the founder of Screw Attack, the guy that created it, said that he offered Sean a life-changing offer and he turned it down. Whatever that's supposed to mean. And needless to say, Craig says he does not talk to him anymore. You know who loves this? The same dumb fucks who said to keep politics out of gaming the last 8 years. To which I replied, this you? This is Sean Bolin from July 2024. Hades has LGBTQ characters. Lol. Saying Halo doesn't have politics or ideologies is wild. So you would admit it has politics and agendas, and saying it doesn't is wild, except when you don't like the president that is okay, gotcha. Or we got this one that went mega viral from the same folks who brought you keep politics out of gaming. And I posted the Halo Happy Pride Month, the Pride Month Halo, Spartans work best with the Alphabet Mafia, Pride Month, all these fun things. And this one pretty viral, got 4,000 likes, lots of shares and everything. And this one person, this Katie Usiga, whatever, being LGBT isn't political. Laugh my ass off. To which I quote tweeted and said, oh, totally. Whatever was I thinking? And currently already has 22,000 likes and over 1,000 retweets, which is one of, if not the biggest demolishing ratios I've ever put on somebody in my life, like to the point where I almost feel bad. Marshall Mohammed says, all art is political, people, when the U.S. government uses Halo for right-wing politics. Art should comfort the disturbed and the disturbed the comfortable. But it should never, ever disturb me in particular. When art makes the chuds uncomfortable, when art makes me uncomfortable. These are amazing. Wogal Distance, who says, when the left was culturally dominant, creative class leftists used all art is political as an excuse to insert their politics into every hobby, pastime, and entertainment IP. Now that they've lost their dominance, they're crashing out over the right, making a few Halo memes. And this is Cassiopeia saying, oh, that's my childhood being used as an SS propaganda poster. The hell it is. And we're fucking here for it. Oh, it's so glorious. I spoke about this previously. This is Stephen Totillo, who tried to run with the story of, oh, the Halo devs are really angry. The original Halo devs, they're like, this is abhorrent. This is horrible. Grum says, these people had no problem with mixing their own politics in with games and insisted all games had to be political. Now they're mad because they only meant not your politics. Giga Bear says, Baskinator decided to throw the flags in the bio and wanted pride capes and Helldivers. Time to return the favor. Which, holy shit. This is epic. Like the pushback from the community on this is so, I'm so proud of this community. It's amazing. The whole thing was like, I understand, and I'll leave it at this. I understand that artistic visions sometimes incorporate politics into a game. I don't necessarily love it, but as a consumer, I have the ability to speak with my wallet if it's something that I don't want in my games, to not perpetuate it further. I just don't want to buy the game. I don't want to be a part of it. Thanks. That's it. And capitalism, pure capitalism, will prove that those games seem to always fail, which kind of goes to the point of these communists that want governments to prop up these game companies to create this propaganda so that customers don't have to buy the games and the studios still stay supported financially because the government is propping them up with tax money of the very people that do not support the games that they're creating. Think about that for a second. Like, the entire situation has been a shit show ever since game companies started getting massive funding and grants from the governments. And once that got cut off, reality started hitting. And now all of a sudden, they don't want politics in their games, even if it's not in their games. It's just a picture on X. Apparently that is a bridge too far for them. But no, guys, it's totally fine if you put a bunch of LGBTQ propaganda posters and stuff. It's totally fine. It's not just on Twitter, by the way. These are in-game items where you can log in and unlock the Unity coding, visor, and emblem and wear them with pride. They want to indoctrinate people, and they're trying to get to the kids. Totally fine for them to do it there, apparently. But when Trump and DHS decide to have some fun with it, that's a bridge too far. Miss me with this. I can't. I can't with these people. Anyways, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more meltdowns. I didn't even touch on Angry Joe with this stuff. There's so many more out there, and there's going to be so many more that come. But the greater point with all of this is the absolute hypocrisy being exposed right now. And they don't want to hear the argument. They just want their way. It's like a screaming, crying baby that doesn't get their way. They don't get their bottle, so they just keep crying, saying, no, it's not fair. It's not fair. Miss me with that. Soul on the leash for the Rs 200 says, it's hilarious to see the former editor of a failed games news network put on her journalism cap to analyze a shit post as if the Trump administration forced Microsoft to retcon the flood as illegal migrants. 100% agree. I would actually take it a step further and say that she's not putting, in my humble opinion, she's not putting her journalism cap on to get to the bottom of this. She just wants attention. She wants to be noticed. She wants to be in contact with the bigwigs. She wants to rub shoulders with people in DC. She wants so much to be a part of the elite class and cry about it the whole time, by the way.